I'm joined with a singer-songwriter by the name of Regina Mickens. She's with me right now. How's it going?
Hey,
How's it going?
how's it going, man? You
Uh,
doing all right?
I'm very, very good. Thank you for being on the show.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
So I'm joined with singer-songwriter Regina Mickens out of Lexington, Kentucky, and it's a ladies' night. Well, kinda, sort of, as far as the guest is concerned. Um, Giving talented singer-songwriters in all of Kentucky. So that's what this show loves to do. Um, first time
That's,
I first time I met you was at the LexiFest festival. Um,
that's right.
and I seen you perform, and I've heard your name on numerous occasions. Ever since I started supporting local music, I've never got a chance to see you perform, let alone met you in person until LexiFest. And well, let's just say that I enjoy what I hear from you, Miss
Oh,
Mickens.
well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
And true story, the picture that we took, Max Corona, Classic Rock 92.1, shout out to him. So he was taking the picture, and he was
All
just like,
right.
smile, Kenny, smile. You know, and I'm just gonna put that out there. You kind of tickle me, trying to get me to smile, and that's
Yeah, I had to get a little tickle going on just
yeah.
to get them teethers to show. Yeah.
Well, look, I'm gonna smile. I just don't smile like showing the teeth. I feel like I got vampire teeth. I don't want to scare nobody. You know.
Oh, please. No,
Yeah.
man. It was a good smile. It was a good smile.
so, so let's get right into it. What got you started into becoming a musician?
Okay. Wow, that's a loaded question. I would say, well, I grew up in concert halls my whole life because my mother, she was an opera singer, and my father was a concert pianist. So I was raised on harmonics from a baby, and then as I got older, I was just like, man, I really want to play the guitar. And my dad, he was like, I just want you to play classical piano. Like, I'll get you the lessons. I'll teach you myself. And I was like, yeah, but it's not an electric guitar, though. And so I got my first guitar, which was a classical, when I was about 8 years old. And I was like, this isn't an electric. And they were like, well, if you teach yourself on that, then we'll get you an electric for your birthday. So I damn near did everything but sleep with that guitar every night. Taught myself everything I could until I was good enough to say, hey, all right, I'm ready for an electric. And the rest is pretty much history.
That's passion right there, people.
Yeah.
Even at a young age, some people, at least for the people that I talk to, they learn about music like into their teens, like getting into the
Right,
high school or whatever. I guess
right.
y- once you get over that shy phase, performing in front of people, then everything else will be okay. Um,
Pretty much, yeah.
so, who are some like influences, whether it's mainstream music or local music, those in particular that inspire you into being a musician?
Uh, you know, my favorite artist of all time is Jimi Hendrix. I just think that the soul that he brought to his guitar and to his words is just always something I could relate to, even from a really young age. And so he's definitely number one on my list. But as far as influences go, anything from like Incubus to uh, let's see here, Tracy Chapman. Uh, Gosh, any really number of jazz artists from the 80s and the 90s. I just like every type of music there really is. So I try to incorporate that in my own music.
I definitely see that, for sure. As far as seeing you perform, now in your set at LexiFest, I think you did like a medley. I think it was Black Street, Blackstreet, No Diggity, which is an R&B
Yeah.
classic, and there was another. I forgot the other song. What was the other song he did? A part of the
That
melody.
was Shape of You by Ed Sheeran and No
Yeah,
Diggity by Blackstreet mashup. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I heard Blackstreet and Ed goes together, and you made it work, woman. I mean,
Thank you. It's
I
a
was
lot
like,
of fun to play that song.
so now as far as covers, like that's something that's definitely are known for. They like to hear songs that they love, and they like to put their own spin on certain songs. Um,
Right.
what are some of your favorite songs that you like to cover when you perform?
Oh gosh, I really like to cover Nina Simone, "Feeling Good." That just has an uplifting vibe to it that I just really can get behind. Um, I love to cover Leonard Skinner. I think my favorite song to cover from him would be "Simple Man." Uh, and let's see, really anything that can get my bones moving. That can make my soul feel alive and lift me up. That's really my favorite type of stuff to cover, and because I like to deliver that same message to the masses. Just to keep positive, keep your head up, and roll with the punches.
It's very soulful indeed. I'll tell you one person that got a lot of people's soul going. Just this past week, we lost a music legend in Tom Petty. Free Falling was like one of
Yeah,
my all-time favorite rock songs, and I hear that song at work almost every day, and it's like those are like timeless songs, like
right, right.
and and he definitely meant so much to the music industry, not just as a
Yeah,
musician but as a man. And I've heard so many good stories about Tom, and he came across as a
absolutely.
genuine human being, and
Oh, for sure. No
so
one could hold it. When me and my best friends were kids, we would cover Mary Jane's Last Dance and harmonize it and add a harmonica to it, and we just sing that for hours on end in his basement, my best friend's basement. And that was like when I fell in love with Tom Petty right away as a child. He was a legend, and he will dearly be missed for sure.
and I heard that song a lot through my dad in particular. Like my dad, he plays he plays like Motown music, and then he'll play Meatloaf, and then he'll play
Uh huh.
he he had quite a random playlist. Like when he be in his office and stuff. Like I was a young kid, and
Yeah.
I'd just be walking like, Dad, what are you playing? I'm playing some Tom Petty. Like he was way before your time, son. I was like, okay.
Right.
So I was, parents always gotta be like, they don't make music like this anymore. And as a young child, I may not have understood it at first, but considering with some of the mainstream artists of today, and you hate when parents are right sometimes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they turn out to be,
Infant.
yeah. So Tom Petty, one of a kind, can never be duplicated. He will
Uh,
he will be missed indeed. Rest in peace to the great Tom Petty. And just if you don't know him, people Google him and hear some of
yeah,
his
you
stuff.
gotta know him by now if you haven't
Yeah.
already heard him.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's the one.
yeah. You might have heard a song for him. You may not even notice. So he got some songs that anthems and classics and stuff. Um,
Yeah.
Now Lexington. I've been in Lexington for like half my life, and I just started
Mm.
going to local music shows for a couple of years now. So I've started to become familiar with some people, going to shows
Yeah.
and vibing with people. You and I, the last time we seen each other recently was at the Borough. Was definitely
Yeah.
starting to become
Yeah.
one of my favorite venues to hear live music. Congrats to Mr. Eric Bolander on his new album, The Wind.
Absolutely. Shout out. The Wind is one of the most soulful, just full of feelings kind of album I've probably heard in several years. So big ups to Eric out there. He did a great job on that album, The Wind, for sure.
You know, Closer to the Flame definitely be my favorite. And that was actually the first song that he performed on his set that night. And I heard the whole album already by now, and Eric definitely put a lot of hard work into this record. So,
yeah, absolutely.
So The Wind, definitely a must hear for the local music community out there. So it's on Google Play, and he does be like doing solo song or shows and things like that. So, just to keep an eye on him. He be busy.
Yeah, I mean, Closer to the Flame, yo, that was like my joint. And then The Wind, the song The Wind, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they just really got me. They really got me. So look him up. If you don't know him, check him out.
So, from you as an artist that performed, whether small crowds or big crowds, what are some of your favorite venues to perform in Lexington?
My favorite venues right now, they're the Big Blue Martini downtown at the Hilton Lexington. And I would say, I haven't booked many shows recently because I've been trying to get a lot of PR websites and, all of the social media aspect of putting music out there together. But I'm definitely going to be booking some serious shows here in the next few months, and we're going to be going to a couple of different cities. I'm hoping to pull together a tour this spring. So, just keep an eye out for that. But you can always catch me at the Big Blue Martini downtown. I play a lot of shows there on the weekends. I think the next one will be weekend after next. It's the weekend of the 20th. So Friday and Saturday that week. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely familiar with Big Blue Martini. One of the places that is kind of a walking distance from Rupp Arena, pretty much.
Right.
And that's definitely for the sophisticated people out there. That's a sophisticated type of place. I think I've been there once or twice, and
yeah. And honestly, since I've started playing shows out there, we've definitely opened up the margins of, welcomeness. People can kind of get pushed away from it a lot just because of all the fancy smancy looking stuff from the outside, but you come in, we'll treat you like my brother, like my sister. Everybody's the same in there. We can't let money divide us or what we got at the end of the day, so got to come on out there.
Yeah, so it is a very fancy place, but if once you get through that phase, you enjoy some Regina Mickens while you enjoy your meal. It's a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. And she will be back at that Big Blue Martini in the coming weeks. So keep an eye on Regina for more shows to come and new music as well. So before I let you go, why don't you go ahead and promote your social media websites, Facebook, Twitter,
Absolutely.
Instagram, any places that people need to check out.
For sure. So if you're looking for my music on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Regenius Music. That's REGENIUS, like plus genius music. And facebook.com/Regenius Music. My Instagram is MickGina, MickGina. And you can always look up. I'll be putting a little bit of updates on that here lately. And then on YouTube, we're actually rebuilding that whole site right now, along with a good Wix site. So I'll definitely be keeping in touch with you, Kenny, so we can give people their music. But, just look me up. I'm out there. Gina Mickens is my Facebook page.
That is awesome. And every time I think of the name Regina, I think of that character from the Steve Harvey show. There's a that Wendy Wackell Robinson. She plays a character by the name of Regina Grill, and she's kind of
Yeah.
what's the word to this bougie type of principal
Right.
who
Right. Right.
who got that on and off relationship with Steve Harvey, and of course
Right.
this is back when Steve actually had hair, and I'm still kind of surprised he kind of stick with the bald head on. I thought he was gonna go the hair back, but bald.
Yeah, he decided to let that go.
Yeah.
That's all right. He's working it.
Hey, my co-host is a bald man himself, so he likes to remind me that bald is beautiful. I'll be like, hey, that's you, dog. You do you. Yes. But great chatting with you, Regina. Continued success, and I'll definitely see more of you in the future for sure. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, Kenny. You have a good night, man. Y'all take care. Peace and love.